Hey there everyone, my name is Luke, welcome to my channel. It's almost the end of 2022 now, about to start a new year, and I've got high hopes for 2023 as it happens. And that's really what I'd actually like to talk about in this video. It's not so much going to be focused on astronomy or anything like that. In fact, I don't actually have a fixed plan at all for this, as I don't for most of my videos, to be honest. Nothing's scripted, it's all just however it flows out of my mind and lands on the microphone is what you get. So it's nothing if not authentic, if a little chaotic, but that's how some people like it, I guess, and I like doing things that way too. So 2022, not the greatest year on record, I think it's fair to say, but also on the flip side of that same coin, also not the worst. I've certainly experienced a lot of good things throughout it, a lot of great growth on YouTube, which is something I'm looking to continue doing in 2023, that's for sure. And not just on my astronomy channel too. I have started up a second channel, Luke Does Stuff is what it's called right now. I may change that. It's all just a bit of an experiment really, where I'm just going to see if there's really any kind of crossover between the people watching my content for astronomy and people who might be interested in just chilling out with me and playing some games and things like that. But basically, yeah, I'm going to put some time into both things. I won't be dropping down the astronomy content or anything like that, but I do have a differing approach this year, I would say, which I'd like to experiment with, where throughout the whole of 2022, almost the entirety of 2022, I've been trying to get out a video a week, every single week, and it's been good in some regards because it's taught me a lot about trying to be disciplined with my video creation, but also at the same time, I don't really know how some people are able to do it, getting out a video every single week for a long period of time. I don't think it's sustainable for me. It's tiring in a weird way. It's not so... How can I put this? It's not like tiring in the same way that tarmacking roads for a living is. It's different. It's kind of a creative drain. And I think it's fair to say that we all have that sort of creative battery within us. And once it gets depleted, it needs a bit of time to charge up. Now, sometimes... I've experienced this myself, it might just be a day or two and you've got a new idea floating around in your mind and you can figure out a way to actually get it out and turned into a video and shared with people. Other times though, it's a strain almost, like a self-imposed strain, because nobody's really saying to me, hey Luke, you really need to get more videos out or anything silly like that. It's all in my own head. But I think it's a little bit toxic of myself to keep trying to do that. So what I'm instead going to do throughout 2023 is maybe try to step back a little bit from the forced weekly content kind of approach, which I've been trying to adhere to, and take a bit of a healthier stance with it, because, you know, I'm experiencing lots of good growth. I've got so many great relationships with you guys watching my videos. I see names popping up in the comments sections and things like that, time after time after time, and you know, you guys keep me so motivated, even when creatively I might be a little bit depleted. Just at times, this sounds like a real whinge, doesn't it? But I'm just trying to be transparent and honest with you. I think it's important that I try to do this anyway, because astronomy, especially, as you're all well aware, you know, why are you here watching this channel if you're not knowing about astronomy? It's very much limited in how much you can partake. You could have all the enthusiasm in the world, but if you don't have the clear skies, then you're stuffed, really. And I find myself in that situation a lot. So hence the idea for the second channel. It gave me another outlet of creativity, another potential avenue for growth in this field, which I'm enjoying so much, and getting so much out of in reality, which is content creation. In general, it's definitely something I want to keep doing in a healthy manner, because it's given me so much. I don't mean that in some kind of monetary sense or something like that, even though, you know, at this point now on YouTube I am getting paid every month, thanks to all the supporters on Patreon, YouTube memberships, and YouTube itself, you know, running adverts on my content, which helps massively. I'm not going to lie to you. So, but it's not really that which I'm focusing on. It's more, for me, something I haven't really openly talked about much because it's a bit of a downer, to be honest. But for ages, I'll just really quickly mention it. For ages before starting my YouTube channel, more than a decade, I'd suffered badly with anxiety and depression. And I wasn't the guy that you see on camera now. That's for sure. I was just a shadow of myself for ages and ages and ages. And eventually, anyway, to cut a very long story short, YouTube came along because I forced it upon myself. I had to find some way to get out of this very dark rut that I was in, and I thought that trying to put myself out there for the judgment of strangers and things like that might be a good way to just get rid of the anxiety and those kind of issues. And funnily enough, it worked. You know what I mean? I feel great every day. I wake up and I'm feeling good, and not even pangs of the issues that I used to have. So you know, that's why I'm so thankful to everybody, and that's why I make this massive point of saying thanks to people at the end of every video, even though from a kind of a business standpoint it doesn't make good sense for the videos, because it actually makes videos perform worse, you know, when you spend too long talking about things. But who gives a damn, really? I want to do it, so so I do it. I know some people out there appreciate that human connection that you can share through a medium like this, YouTube, rather than just like mainstream media where you're watching someone on a screen and you have no possible way of interacting with them. Well, that's not what this is, you know. I'm talking to you now, and if you wanted to respond to something I'm talking about, leave me a comment. I will read it. You know what I mean? I read every single comment, and I try my absolute best to get back to everybody, and that's what makes this sort of thing special. And I think that's why it's helped me so much. Just talking to yourself in a room is otherwise what it would be, and that wouldn't help anybody, I don't think. So that's kind of my strategy for things going forwards. I'm going to try and develop a healthier relationship with content creation, because I want it to be long lasting. I want to keep doing it. Lower the self-imposed pressure, which I sometimes feel from it, and just keep going for the long haul with it, because I'm getting so much out of it, as I've stressed, in a very important sense, not just particularly financially or anything like so materialistic as that. So there is another aspect to this video that I'd like to touch upon, and that's because I've enjoyed so much success and, you know, felt the benefits that it's had on my life. I'd like to try and in some way give back however I'm able, which is probably, I think the best way I can do it right now is by shouting out some other channels. So it's probably going to sound a little bit strange, but I've brought up a huge list in alphabetical order of channels I myself watch. Lots and lots of fantastic people on that list. And I'll say right now, I'm very sorry to anybody who I've missed off the list. I've tried to include, I hate using the term smaller channels, but slightly smaller channels, largely speaking, in the hopes that, you know, some of you guys out there might not stumbled across these channels just yet. And you know, I know for a fact a lot of these guys, I speak to them regularly, and I know that they'd all appreciate the support, and I can only dream that they'd get so much out of it as I have. So without any further ado, as you can tell, this is a unscripted mess, so I'll just flip my scene, and hopefully you can see whoever this guy is. Luke Does Stuff, probably just some guy who talks nonsense really while playing video games. But seriously, that's my other channel. If you want to check it out, that's what it's called right now. I don't know if I'm going to rebrand it or anything like that. But let's go from the start. I can't possibly go into detail on all of these. It wouldn't be fair to your time because you've already given me 10 minutes of it, roughly, at this point. I'm aware that you all live busy lives. So I'm going to try and go over this as quickly as I possibly can. And I'm just going to shout out these channels. If you see someone you might be interested in, please do go check them out. You know, we're all on here with the same intent, really, I think, which is just trying to share what we do because we have a passion for what we do. And it's a great outlet for that. And I know it's not for everybody, content creation, and that's absolutely fine. And quite understandable. But these guys are trying it, and, you know, they deserve all the support in the world for that. So this is another Astro channel. This is my good friend, Bill Blanch, and I talk to him every week. Great guy, knows more than I'll ever know about these subjects. So if you want to learn more about especially PixInsight and things like that, definitely go check him out. Chris, Astro La Vista. I do want to take a moment, and on the off chance that you see this, Chris, I just want to say thank you for all the support that you gave me while I was actually coming upwards with my channel. He's been there right from the start, and you know, when you've conversed with people back and forth for that long of a time, you sort of get a feel of what type of person they are, and that's why I can only say good things about this gentleman. I've had the pleasure of meeting him in real life, and he really is a knowledgeable but also incredibly nice chap. Definitely check him out if you haven't already done that on the off chance. Another fella I've met in real life now, Astro Bloke Glenn. I've got a lot of channels to go. I realise this is going to take ages if I don't pick up the pace a little bit, but Glenn, he makes tons and tons of videos. He's very mechanically gifted. He's intellectually gifted too, even though he sometimes jokes about a bit. He's a very smart chap. But yeah, definitely check him out if you haven't already on the off chance. Hey guys, I just want to jump in really quickly. I was just preparing this video for editing when I realised I'd made a couple of stupid mistakes. I managed to remove a few people from this list who I really wanted to include. So first up was Simon's Astro. I actually wanted to move him up out of alphabetical order next to Astro Bloke, actually, because they live near to one another now and they appear in each other's videos fairly frequently. However, somehow I'd instead managed to remove him from the list entirely, and it's just a genuine mistake. Still, I feel ashamed about it and I want to put it right. It's not something I'm willing to leave uncorrected. So Simon's Astro, please check him out. He really is a salt of the earth type of guy, do anything for anyone. Just a lovely man. I know he's just made himself a wonderful observatory too, which you should check out if you've got any interest in that kind of thing. And I'm pleased to say I call him a friend. I've met him in person, and how he is on the videos is just how he is when you're speaking to him face to face, and that's a nice thing to see. So please check Simon out. And the other person, Martin, my friend Martin, we started, I think, with astronomy content around a similar time to one another, and he's been there for me as well right from the start, and I just wanted to try and do this little gesture for him to try and shout out his channel, because he makes a lot of really nice technical content. He's got a great sense of humour that comes across in his videos as well, and altogether, from conversing privately with him, a very, very nice, genuine chap, and also the voice of an angel, as it happens. So please check Martin out as well. No doubt I will have probably forgot some more people. I know I will have done, and I'm going to just say directly, if you're watching this video now, I am sorry. I don't mean to not include people or anything like that. I don't have any problem with anyone, but I can't possibly include everyone. I hope that that's understandable. So yeah, on with the video. Caleb Corone, Astro Corone, really nice young gentleman, and I think he's got a lot to give to the Astro community. He's putting out videos as and when he can. Astro Everett, I have the pleasure of talking to Everett quite frequently. Again, another guy with, I think, a lot to give back to the Astro world. And it's not always about being perhaps the person with the best gear or the worst gear and still getting great results or anything like that. I think that's the beauty of YouTube. It's just anybody who wants to have a voice on here can have a crack. And he's got a lot of great things worth hearing, I reckon. Astro Journey UK, Mark, he puts out loads and loads of great content. Again, super nice chap. Astro Park, Kwasi, works for NASA. Need to say more about his credentials. Not that credentials on YouTube videos matter too much. But yeah, the thing I'm trying to get at anyways, he's a real nice guy. Again, this is a running theme. I realise it sounds like I've run out of things to say, and I sort of have. But it's because it holds true for all of these channels. Jim, AstroPix UK, I know that he enjoys putting out content whenever he's able. And again, a really nice, a genuine, very genuine guy. Sent me supportive messages in the past when I've needed them, and I hope that I'd have the opportunity to do the same for him if ever he needed that. Astro Quest, Kurt Zeppetolo, superbly talented gentleman, makes a lot of informative videos. Please do check him out. AZ Forerunner, this is Jason, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Isaac, also the other half of the Scorpion Brothers. If on the off chance that you're watching this and you haven't already checked out Jason and Isaac's channels, that is AZ Forerunner and Iceman Astro, you owe it to yourself, I would say. If you take anything I say seriously, then please do go check these guys out. They're both gentlemen, and they happen to have such a great friendship that comes across just so wholesome on camera, and it makes them a real pleasure to watch, and I think they're going to go extremely far. Cosmos Astro, Ben, my good mate here, we often video chat for entirely too long at times. And I don't mean that in a bad way, it's just we both know we've got stuff to do, and yet we continue chatting away because it's just so nice to talk to. A really genuine chap, and again, that kind of running theme of, I think he's got a heck of a lot to give to the astronomy community. Check him out if you can. Dave's Astrophotography, another guy who was, for me, right there from the start, and giving support from the start as well. I really appreciate it. He's a very hard-working chap, and it comes across in his videos too. He knows what he's talking about. Deep Sky Hunter, a young astronomer, Avantish, very bravely started appearing on camera as well earlier this year on his videos, which I'm proud of him for, and I want him to keep making videos if he can, because again, he's just got so much to give. He's a very knowledgeable young chap. DSO Imager James, again, on the note of knowledgeable chaps, they don't come much more knowledgeable than James. Tons and tons and tons of great videos out there. It's trying to describe these people's channels in a few sentences just doesn't do them justice, and I hope you forgive me for that, but I'm doing my best. Garnet Leary, again, another guy who was actually supportive to me right from the start as well, and I appreciate all of it. I'm not sure these people really would ever realise just how much it meant at the time when I was struggling to get going, and still struggling to appear on camera, which is something that is very easy now, but it wasn't always. But Garnet, extremely talented guy, not just kind of mechanically and knowledgeable wise, but also artistically. Check his channel out if you want to know more. Pat Prokop, I always love watching Pat's videos. Such an uplifting presence on camera. Great presentations. Really knows his business, and I'm just going to say he's got the best backyard on YouTube. He keeps it well. So check out Pat if you haven't already. Hogarth, Nigel. Once again, people who helped me out right at the start. My word, did Nigel help me out. Lots of conversations back and forth. I'm going off topic here, but I'm just trying to paint you a picture of the caliber of the man. You know, he's a quality human being, and I love him to bits. You know what I mean? He's a real top guy. Definitely check him out if you get the chance. On the note of quality human beings, Joe's Astrophoto, what a top chap. You know, it's the same for all these guys. I just wish them all the absolute very best. And Joe's got an awful lot to show. Anybody who's willing to give him some time and listen, and he really does deserve that opportunity. Logan's Astro, tentatively close to 1,000 subscribers here. I mean, can you imagine if a few people watched this and maybe helped give him that little extra nudge? Because, well, his backyard, well, he's got 2 locations the images from. It's nearly as pretty as Joe Navarra's, which always stuns me, but it may be more pretty in its own way. I'm talking nonsense. Logan is such a nice chap anyway. We've been in contact privately a fair bit, and he's always got a kind word. Do you know what I mean? He's one of those guys. Deserves every success that comes to him, which also holds completely true for this young chap. Ollie's Astro, again, a nicer guy you couldn't hope to meet. Talented musically, but also in terms of astrophotography too. He's not been into the hobby for ages and ages, but he's picking it up extremely fast, cranking out some wonderful images. And I think more than all of that, it's just very easy going to listen to. You know, he's, if you're having a particularly agitated day, watching all his Astro video, that'll chill you right out. He's a very nice guy to listen to. Rumour has it Tom does astronomy videos and kind of camera content too, and interesting tidbit of information. Aside from being an all-around great guy, Tom actually bought my ASI 2600 MC when I had to part with it to kind of fund my observatory. I had to part with quite a bit of stuff actually to fund this place, but it was worth it, I would say. But yeah, definitely check him out if you get the opportunity. Russell's Astrophotography, once again, extremely talented guy. Pleasure of meeting him in person, shaking his hand, and I hope I get the chance to do so again. It's this running theme for all of these, and it must sound like I'm a broken record, but please, you know, just trust me. If you haven't checked these guys out, they are worth your time. Sarah Maths Astro, she's flying up the ranks, and quite rightly so, because she makes extremely high quality content, knows what she's talking about, and has got a great camera presence too. And also, aside from all of that, as if that wasn't enough of a package, she's a very nice person as well. Sometimes I've left community posts and things like that, and when I've been experiencing struggles of my own, and she's always got a kind word, that kind of thing sticks out to me, and I think it's a good indicator of someone's character, and she's always left a good impression. Rob from Seven Skies Astro, just starting out, as you can see. He's currently 82 subscribers. Extremely genuine chap, and I know that he appreciates every single one of his subscribers. That holds true for all these guys, by the way, but you know, you'd have to watch one of Rob's videos to kind of understand. He makes it known. He's willing to let people know. He's thankful for your time. My throat's drying up. Dumpy Dalek Observatory, Titch, really top guy, and he goes on a lot of adventures with his partner Nikki, and he just doesn't take himself too seriously, and I'm sure he wouldn't mind me saying that, and that's what makes him a pleasure to watch. Do you know what I mean? He's not trying to play to the stereotype of I'm a YouTuber now or anything like that. He's just having fun, and it comes across really well on camera, and I hope he keeps up with that kind of thing. And congratulations on 100 subscribers as well, mate. Northern Panorama, I've not had personal dealings with this chap, but I do find his videos mesmerizing in their own way. He goes out into Sweden and takes beautiful astro photos, and he comes across on camera very much as his authentic self, which I always enjoy seeing. That's really why I watch YouTube myself. And last, and by absolutely no means least, Diana Sosa, your favorite astro nerd. She's a really lovely person, and I think it would be unfair to try and compartmentalize Diana's videos into a box and say, hey, here's what you can expect from Diana, because it's just not that kind of thing. Your best bet is to watch one of her videos and you'll get a feel for what she's all about. She's a really, really top class person, and I wish her well. Genuinely, I do. And I think she's going to do well. And now for just a couple of honourable mentions. My friend Joachim, I know that he was experimenting with creating content at one point, and I don't know if he's going to do again. But, you know, if you're looking for someone else to just kind of click subscribe on and keep on the back burner there maybe in case he fires out some more content, this guy deserves your support and your time. He's a very nice chap indeed. Stay in regular contact. Perhaps not so much if you're into astronomy, because he's gone away from creating that type of content and he's more about moto vlogs and things like that, but that's something that interests me. Motorcycling, Spaztech. Again, just a super nice guy, supportive, always got a kind word, and you know, I appreciate him, and I wanted to try and do right by him by shouting out his channel on here. For anybody who's maybe got that crossover interest of astronomy and motorcycles, you should check out his work, because he's putting a lot of effort in and it shows. And we're back now to this this geezer who just talks nonsense. Luke does stuff once again. So that's the channels that I've managed to, excuse me, I keep swallowing air, shout out for now, and I think we're going to probably just leave it about that, because I realise I've gone on and on and on, and probably tried your patience at this point, but it has been nice to just chat actually to the camera, because I feel like I'm talking to you guys directly now. I no longer get on camera and feel awkward or anything. I haven't done for ages and ages and ages really. I just feel like I'm talking to a quiet friend or something like that. So anyway guys, look, I massively appreciate you all. I am going to continue to say that in every video, because I damn well mean it, and I hope that you're going to stick around with me as I try and continue to grow what I do, and continue to be myself on camera, and just see if people like it or not. I don't think there is any bad outcome to that. So yeah, that's about everything from me. I think that wraps up 2022 nicely, and I'm looking forward to 2023, and I do genuinely wish you all the best, and thank you for your support. So until we next speak, look after yourselves guys, and hopefully clear skies.